The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome. This is TVWan News. I'm Maricela Keleton.
And I'm Rex Litter. I'll join you later with the latest in sports.
In this edition, NCD TVET application goes online, Lacey's drop in trauma cases, and NCD Governor's Cup progresses well. More than 100 homemade guns, various factory-made guns and bows and arrows were voluntarily surrendered in Wabia village in the new Huliakomo district over the weekend. This is following a challenge placed to the people of Hela by the Prime Minister James Marape in Tari Town for his people to change their attitude, stop tribal fights and surrender their weapons. While surrendering the weapons, the owners revealed how and where the weapons were sourced, with alarming revelations of the weapons being sourced from police and military and from across the border. Prime Minister Marape expressing appreciation for the combined efforts of political, administrative and public sector leadership to restore peace and normalcy in Hela. The application process for the NCD TVET scholarship program has transitioned from manual to online. NCD Governor Powers Pakop officiated the launching of the online application in Port Moresby today.
Created by the like-minded individuals from the team from the National Capital District Commission, the 2024 NCD TVET School Fund Assistant Program or SFAP online application was launched to match the trend of the digital era. The application is an effective user-friendly platform designed specifically to ensure there is consistency in the rollout of this program starting 2024 and onwards. The application was launched by the Governor for NCD in a small yet significant ceremony in Port Moresby today.
The students, they can go to all the technical and vocational colleges and the universities on time in the academic year next year, which most academic year starts around February. So time is of essence to everyone, including our management team. They have to process all this, so this is why we are launching it now.
Governor Pakop said since the inception of this program in 2009, efforts were made to ensure it reached its highest standard. The application is expected to ease a number of challenges.
But it's some difficulties. And some of the difficulties is, of course, processing the application in a timely fashion, ensuring that we can make the selection on time so that the students can, commence their program in their academic year, and they are assured of the support. Also, we are now in the day and age of digital technology, so we cannot continue to use the old methods where you do a manual application, line up and come in, hand in, and all the hustling that goes on.
The governor said this app will ensure students follow the right process to apply based on merit. NCD TVET SFAP consultant Jacqueline Nan said this application will ensure data is recorded to keep track of the number of applications from 2024 and onwards.
Because all of our systems are now going to be automated. Once the students enter they fill in, they apply online, the database automatically gets updated. So SASHA is responsible for ensuring that we have the database is populated all the way back to 2009. So we've got very accurate records of how much we've spent and the number of students we've supported.
Nan said NCD TVET application is now open for students in NCD. It closes on 1st February 2024. Approximately 700 scholarships are available. Tracy Pa, TVWan News.
Meanwhile, Governor Parkop said the 2024 NCD TVET online application was rolled out to achieve the objective of having a skilled population. Parkop said there is a need for a skilled generation to contribute to the country's development. The governor added that the program is applicable for students residing in NCD only.
So part of our effort too is to, mentor the successful applicants, make sure they are, studying well, they got good GPAs, their skill level, they get whatever they're supposed to get, certificate or diploma, or whatever their course is about, and so they can continue, because this program like TVET is part of our goal in the city to have a skilled population, especially young people. As I keep reminding us, in the city, I can't do agriculture, fisheries, or logging or mining. I have to tap on the, innovative skills and creative skills of our people, harness it for their own personal well-being and also for the city and for the country.
More than 200 young people from the Seventh-day Adventist Church gave their lives to the Lord through baptism last Saturday, December 23, at a camporee in Makam Valley, Morbe Province. The baptism of the 245 young people, known as Pathfinders, was the highlight of a week-long camporee that began on December 17 at Tararan. Prime Minister James Marape opened the camporee, while Chief Secretary Ivan Pomaliu declared it closed on December 23rd. The PNG Nurses Association President Frederick Kebai has thanked stakeholders including the Department of Health and the media for their major contribution in the association's achievements in 2023. Kebai was speaking on behalf of PNGNA members and executives as they officially bid farewell to the year 2023 during a luncheon.
At a small luncheon to farewell the year 2023, President of the PNG Nurses Association acknowledged and thanked members and executives of the association for their steadfastness in what was a challenging year for them all. President Frederick Kebai extended his gratitude to the National Department of Health, the Department of Labor, and the media for contributing to some of their achievements this year. Mr. Kebai made mention some of these successes, including the 21 to 23 award being fully implemented.
Secondly, I would like to talk about the achievement of Papua New Guinea Nursing Association throughout this year. Firstly, one of the achievements is 21-23 award has been fully implemented. Only few allowances or clauses in the award are yet to be fully implemented. We will be working with our stakeholders, especially Health Department and DPM, to address this.
Another notable achievement is the new log of claims, where they completed the vetting process with the Department of Health, completing the negotiation phase, and now looking forward for the National Department of Health endorsement to the Department of Personnel Management to bargain for the 24 to 26 awards.
Another achievement for Papua New Guinea Nursing Association during this year is we were able to conduct a Congress meeting for our nurses. Congress meeting, it involves a lot of money, but PNG can save up for that to conduct a Congress meeting. It's a very big achievement. And in that Congress meeting, we were able to do some amendments in our constitution for a new constitution. It will be 23 constitution. In that constitution, we look at our term in office and we look into the business entity that we are trying to create, like savings and loan and insurance.
Frida Kana, TVWan News.
This is TVWan News. Stay tuned for more when we come back.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Harem talk young or old, a scale rice family meal with toast. To bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Seni sigola, scale rice, low scale price. Seni sigola, scale rice, low scale price. But you like him?
All Mama Flame is story all same.
Me say you seen flame flower long one him. Me say me Kim Kai belong family belong me. You go more yet.
Man belong me save like flower balls belong me what them cover war na spring onion. All pikinini belong me save like him to mas pineapple donut me save walk him lo house. Me make kumu mix him on them cow na karama pim long flower.
Tasty hash browns.
Time is scaling one time olar pela kai. Me save kissing more kai long all get a toya mi tromoy one time flame flower.
You enough making more one time flame flower.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
The Toyota JD Hi-Ace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hi-Ace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the Hi-Ace bus and experience the Hi-Ace pride, the bus that exceeds all expectations.
This season, the Bunce family are taking the ultimate risk.
There's no investors, there's no third party.
We're paying for it ourselves.
We have to find some good jade.
The stakes are high, and every decision is their own.
Time and money is everything. That's how important it is.
Hit it! Rush, move.
It's all or nothing.
If we don't mine this year, we have no next year.
Jade Fever. All new season coming soon on Outdoor.
What's wrong?
Was I here last night?
Yes.
You sure?
Hugo thinks he's a pro settling scores.
Trafficking, Vincent Sierra. I can't keep doing your job for you.
Who is this?
You're too slow to make them pay. But they did to children. They're not doing anything about it.
He's taking out the traffickers that we couldn't.
Memory.
Welcome back. As New Britain has been challenged to redefine itself as a model province underpinned by its unique culture built upon peace, love and respect. Peace was the key message from the East New Britain businesswoman and owner of Tropicana, Dame Sandra Lau, in her annual Boxing Day visitation to inmates of the Caravat jail.
Dame Sandra Lau's visit to Caravat Jail on Boxing Day lit up the festive season for inmates with inspirational messages apart from Christmas gifts and special prepared lunch packs for the prisoners and staff. Dame Sandra was accompanied by East New Britain Governor Michael Marum, Provincial Administrator Levi Mano, Bishop Rokas Tatamai and staff of Tropicana. Amidst the breakdown in law and order in the province, and following the recent unrest in Rabaul Town, Dame Sandra's key message was for peace and security for East New Britain.
My one and only wish for this holiday is for peace. Peace throughout our beautiful nation of Papua New Guinea.
However, she said she is heartbroken to note there's been a substantial increase in numbers from 400 prisoners last Christmas to 500 this Christmas, which she said is alarming. She anticipates this number to decrease in the coming years. Dame Sandra's wish for this holiday is peace in the country, adding there's a lot of hatred in the society today.
It's my utmost prayer that love and not hatred be in our hearts. You must got laugh. Laugh in our hearts. Someone got something wrong with you? Bloody man. And the money no got sorry. No got ting no God. So bloody man. No can fight him. No, you fight him, now you stop. Must you don't fight him on that knife game. You know, you mean no criminal.
As Christmas is celebrated across the country, Dame Sandra's call on everyone to draw inspiration from the message of Christmas and make East New Britain better again.
Let us also turn our hearts to God and seek guidance and strength. As we celebrate this Christmas season, may the spirit of love and goodwill inspire positive change. And may we draw inspiration from the true message of Christmas. Together, we can create a better future for Kokopo, Rabaul, East New Britain. A future with an atmosphere of love, understanding, and peace.
The celebration ended with the distribution of food and gifts to the inmates.
East New Britain Governor Michael Marum had a full Christmas weekend, visiting communities and institutions in East New Britain province. He took time off his busy schedule yesterday to accompany Managing Director of Tropicana Dame Sandra Lau on her Boxing Day visit to inmates at the Kerevat Correctional Services Institute. It isn't the first time for Governor Marum, who has also made similar visits to the jail on several occasions since becoming governor.
The festive holiday was quite hectic for East New Britain Governor Michael Marum and his team. Above all, it was rewarding when travelling the length and breadth of East New Britain province and spending more quality time with his people. On Christmas Day, the Governor and his team surprised the East New Britain community at Pandi on the border of East and West New Britain, who were displaced by the recent volcanic eruption. The trip was to see firsthand the progress of work on a number of settlers, which his office initiated to assist the displaced 1,400 people from East New Britain currently housed at the temporary care centre. Marum was satisfied with the progress of work on the ground and commended the construction team.
Over 2 weeks that's all. Some group of volunteers of boys and Mimi sit down there. We all run nothing, look and we put them on the boat, go down there, 2 weeks, me like in by finish him, the walk and come looking. They did a really good job. So time only go now, or back come back. You know, that shows that, you know, we have view out there, you can walk him or walk us in.
On Boxing Day, Governor Marum and Provincial Administrator Levi Manu were given invite by Dame Sandra Lau for the early Boxing Day visitation to Kerevat Prison, very much to the delight of prison staff and the incarcerated.
Most of you probably have regretted why you come sit down there. But like in Bitoka, big money got plenty one per man. Alright? Sometimes when we go through the kind of something or same behind when we come up with the light.
In these visits, Governor Marum emphasized the provincial government's vision and aspiration to mobilize more youths in the province and equip them with life skill experiences. Tracy Pa, TVWan News.
Elderly mother Lomsi Jo from Finchafen in Marbet Province has a son who has been rendered immobile due to an illness. He needed to be rushed to the Engau Memorial Provincial Hospital on Christmas night. After calling TVWan from Lay's 4-mile area, St. John ambulance personnel were at the scene within minutes, gently strapping his son in before taking them to emergency.
They have been dubbed the Green Angels because of their green uniforms and selfless acts of courage. The festive period is no different. Work continues for law enforcers and health workers, including primary emergency ambulance service providers like St. John Ambulance. 23 cases were attended to by the lay-based team, and one of them involved Lomsi Jo and her son. They are from Finchefen in Morobe province but are living with Kabum woman, Essie Malabu, at her home at 4 Mile in Leh to be closer to the Engau Memorial Provincial Hospital. Lomsi, who is in her 60s, has a son in his early 20s who was diagnosed with tuberculosis and is currently wheelchair-bound.
September we come outpatient, just 1 week, 2 weeks long outpatient. Okay, all sorry we took a 70. We take a 70 and 2 weeks can. Okay, to send TV no, sorry we take a TV ward. We take us 1 week now. We take a TV ward no, no, we take a back to 70, no TV. And we take a down, we take Shinda no, sorry we took a long out. I mean, you're right now, sorry we. Total we must neck on so and I'm just supply maras ini isa tingin sa swab. Time I know next time no sa kaya. 3 weeks mi ta sa hati am no kaya. Isa din tita so. Tita so nanti sa diarrhea ini. Now mi planning in ambulance because now morning mi kam lo di filo maras simptom. Mi simpine sampla auto mi go pani lo pamasina. Mi pani mani lo pani pamasina. Kami sendiri tak suka minggu gimana menodring, MC gini mana sih, tapi orang ini menodring, marah sih belum prakar kan, personal lah, family, MC saya tahu angke mau, nah family untuk nah, begini mana mi orang yang break nantra mana mi, nambah program lah, ini kan orang kampung.
In the middle of the night, when no PNV buses are running, and the only option is to get on a taxi, which is costly for the average Papua New Guinean, the free ambulance service is greatly appreciated. Kamila Guare, TVWan News, Leh.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2683 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2608 $0.3791 Australian dollars, $0.2285 euro, and 36.75 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee, copra, and crude oil closed higher, while cocoa, palm oil, and copper were trending lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TVWan News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier by you like you more.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bungyumyumi.
Life is about making memories, sharing new adventures. Go beyond the familiar. Don't let bacteria hold you back from experiencing the world. Protex uses natural antibacterial protection with flaxseed oil and eliminates 99.9% of bacteria. Free yourself. Go beyond with Protex.
Strong like you, smart like me. I hope they don't break. Now Charlie Loki's son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus thread. Should I try them on you?
No, please. I'll take them.
Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
He's seen as a table legend.
That is delicious.
Join Tommy Gomes in a tasty culinary voyage.
Holy mackerel. Did I just say that? We're exploring where your quality American seafood comes from.
Quality is key.
The uglier the fish, the better it tastes.
Take a deep dive into America's commercial fishing culture. The Fishmonger. First and exclusive. Coming soon on Outdoor.
There's an area called Blood Mountain. The pilots know where to drop our load. We just go get it.
Where's the duffel?
The bear ate most of it. What?
A bear did cocaine.
Let's see what kind of effect that has on it.
Higher, baby.
What's wrong with that bear?
Get higher, baby. And don't let it come down.
Cocaine Bear premieres Saturday, December 30th, 10 p.m. on HBO.
Welcome back to News Overseas. The president of the United Liberation Movement for West Papua, Benny Wenda, has highlighted the ongoing struggles faced by tens of thousands of West Papuans due to what he described as Indonesians' genocidal violence, colonialism, and corporate greed. In his Christmas message, Wenda grieves over West Papuans who, instead of celebrating Christmas with family and friends, find themselves spending the festive period as refugees in their own ancestral lands. Pacific Island News Association reports that approximately 80,000 West Papuans remain internally displaced, lacking basic necessities such as food, water, medical facilities, and educational resources for their children. The situation is exacerbated by the recent deployment of additional Indonesian troops, including the notorious BRIMOB unit, to the region. Despite the challenging circumstances, Wenda extended gratitude to global solidarity groups and the Free West Papua campaign teams in the Netherlands, the UK, the US, and the Pacific for their continuous support. War ravaging Gaza and Ukraine have been the focus of many key Christmas messages and services across the Northern Hemisphere. The Pope used his address to decry the growing number of civilians being killed in the Gaza Strip. While in Ukraine, Orthodox Christians embraced a major change in protest of Russia's invasion.
Coming together for the first time in December. Ukrainians, who are largely Orthodox Christian, are used to celebrating Christmas on January 7. It's another shift away from Russian influence, and many are embracing the change.
Finally, there is a day in Ukraine which my husband and I can spend together in the cathedral.
It's an important moment of spiritual unity in this difficult time of war.
With Christmas celebrations cancelled in Bethlehem because of the Israel-Gaza war, it was a more subdued and sombre affair. The faithful coming out for Mass, congregating at the site they believe Christ was born. The war in Gaza also forefront at the Vatican as Pope Francis delivered his Christmas message.
I plead for an end to the military operations with their appalling harvest of innocent civilian victims.
The pontiff making an impassioned plea for peace.
These children, whose childhood is devastated by war, are the little Jesuses of today. To say yes to the Prince of Peace then means saying no to war.
As millions attended religious events around the globe, the royal family arrived for a morning church service at Sandringham. King Charles continuing a legacy left by his late mother, the Queen. While in Berlin, dozens braved the winter weather for a Christmas Day dip, donning festive attire for a tradition dating back 40 years.
Wonderful, but of course 5 degrees too warm. A bit of ice would be nice.
A Christmas marked around the world, with hope for peace ever present.
To further strengthen the United States Department of the Treasury's tools to disrupt and degrade Russia's war machine, President Biden on December 22, 2023 issued a new executive order amending Executive Orders 14024 and 14068. This order further targets Russian sanctions evasion and solidifies the U.S. commitment to the G7 leaders' statement, making clear to foreign financial institutions that facilitating significant transactions relating to Russia's military-industrial base may expose them to U.S. sanctions. Secretary of the Treasury Janet Yellen released a statement on the new tools to disrupt Russia's war effort, saying over nearly 2 years, their sanctions have significantly weakened the Russian economy and undermined the Kremlin's war effort. Once considered the fabric of the Australian automotive landscape, Holden comrades, the Ford Falcons have seen a sharp decline in ownership since the makers of the iconic vehicle ceased production. But in some remote indigenous communities where long-distance travel on less than ideal roads is often required, the popularity of Aussie-made vehicles has never been stronger.
When Valentine Palmer talks about his whip, he beams with pride.
I like the body, I like the sound, I like what's on here. It makes my feeling feel better.
His V6 manual Commodore is his connector to the far-flung corners of the Central Australian desert. In Aboriginal communities like Amungana, east of Alice Springs, the now discontinued Holden model is still the most popular choice of car. Alongside its main competitor, the Ford Falcon, also no longer manufactured, the two Australian-made relics have defied a trend seen elsewhere to switch over to newer alternatives. It's thanks in part to the abundance of spare parts available from local junkyards.
Look for the part that's broken on your car. Look on that car. If you have the part from your car is broken, you can get that part, put it on your car.
These parts have helped Lorenzo Williams beef up his 2004 Commodore and keep the wheels turning. The Amungana resident learned the art of mechanics from his dad.
He's always asking me for help all the time. Yeah. And he's always encouraging me to be a mechanic.
For long-time used car salesman Alan Thorpe, who's run his Alice Springs dealership for more than 4 decades, he knows all too well the popularity of Commodores and Falcons among his clients from out bush.
The local people don't want them. They want the flash with all the little trinkets on it and the extra comfort and the better braking and all that sort of stuff. So they're not looking for the same type of vehicle, you know, they're looking for comfort, speed, fuel economy, and out bush you're looking for reliability.
When you look after the car will look after you.
A familiar mantra for the rugged desert landscape.
Severe storms across Australia's east coast have claimed the lives of 9 people, including a young girl with the body of 2 others missing in Queensland found today. Police located the body of a woman who was the last person unaccounted for in the southeast Queensland storms on Boxing Day in the Olympi Way around midday. Meanwhile, a 3rd body was recovered this morning after a large boat capsized near Green Island in Moreton Bay with 11 people on an annual fishing trip. Free diving, where people dive underwater to swim down as far as they can on a single breath, is enjoying a surge in popularity. But aside from the thrill, some divers are discovering that taking the plunge comes with unexpected benefits to their mental health.
On a sunny day in Perth, 200 metres offshore, these freediving trainees are learning how to rescue someone who's blacked out. When you're in the water, it's a matter of life and death.
There's a number of inherent dangers. The biggest one is holding your breath too long until your oxygen levels drop too low.
Point the toes down to the bottom, find your neutral spine. And then...
For almost a decade, this marine scientist turned freediver has been teaching people how to reach the ocean's depths safely.
If you're holding your breath, you can actually sense or hear your own heartbeat, but really very little else. It's quite quiet.
But her own journey wasn't smooth sailing. She became an instructor after her partner's death 13 years ago in a freediving accident.
He went freediving with a scuba diver, with a whole bunch of them diving on a shipwreck. I was somewhere else doing some snorkeling, and he passed out. As far as we were aware, he was found on the bottom, and they brought him to the surface, and he was not able to be resuscitated.
Rising above the water with each powerful kick.
She enrolled in a course not long after the tragedy as a way of honouring her late partner's legacy.
There was a need to resolve the trauma in a way, and I think changing or feeling like I could help change the safety culture here was a driving force.
Some of the training sessions she runs have a strong focus on mental health, while others are about learning the freediving basics.
Light application of Frenzel. You can go.
Around about 5 years ago, I started developing this idea of freediving therapy. Having had an experience post-traumatic stress disorder myself, and finding that freediving was really quite therapeutic for myself.
These students say being underwater is a feeling like no other.
It's really hard for me to relax on land. I tried a lot of mindfulness, meditation and everything, and it just doesn't work for me. And underwater, as soon as the water hits my face, I just start being relaxed.
I think most people, including myself, don't have any idea how tense they are most of the time.
Instructors say factors like COVID-19 restrictions and social media have boosted the sport's popularity in recent years. And freedivers are using the skills they learn underwater to better their lives on the land as well. In order to complete their course, these freedivers must hold their breath for 90 seconds underwater, swim down to 10 metres, swim in a pool horizontally for 25 metres, and perform a rescue.
Helping the body to condition to those challenge states will mean that the body itself, the brain itself, will be less likely to go into some kind of fight or flight state.
Oh, good.
I guess a noisy world. Yeah, it's quite captivating. If you take away some of the competitive elements of spearfishing or deep diving, it's really quite relaxing. There's no agenda.
Diving down to look within.
The last decade has seen a dramatic increase in women freezing their eggs to safeguard against future infertility. But new research has found many people have not come back to use their eggs, leaving them in storage. Researchers say those who are considering egg freezing need more support to make a decision for their long-term plans.
Can you find any snow peas?
Claire always knew she wanted a family. So at 34, she decided to freeze her eggs.
Can you pick one more? I was single at the time, and yeah, I did it as a bit of an insurance policy, I guess.
18 months later, she met her partner, Matt, and they went on to conceive their son, Dylan, naturally in 2018. He was followed by baby Evie.
And it wasn't until we went to have our second baby that, we obviously ran into a few fertility issues then. So that's when we decided to go back and use one of my frozen eggs.
The popularity of egg freezing has grown dramatically over the last decade. But analysis of eggs frozen at Monash IVF clinics in Victoria in the 10 years to 2021 found less than 13% of patients went back to use them each year.
Very few people have relinquished their eggs from storage. So really what this means is that we have lots of eggs in storage and they're rapidly accumulating.
Independent embryologist Lucy Lyons says many women freeze their eggs to ease fears about future fertility, then go on to conceive naturally.
It takes the pressure off all their relationships after that. You're going into every relationship thinking, are you going to be the father of my children? And then you freeze your eggs and you're like, oh, pressure's off.
Despite the surplus, few women donate their eggs.
So over the 10 years that we looked at, only 23 patients decided to donate their eggs to someone else. and 0 people decided to donate their eggs to research.
2-year-old Olivia was conceived using eggs from a donor, followed by her sister Zara this year. Demand for egg donors in Australia greatly exceeds supply, which meant their parents sourced their eggs from overseas.
Someone locally would have been better, but we didn't have that choice.
Deciding what to do with surplus eggs comes down to personal choice, but those working in IVF say starting a discussion early in the process allows people more time to make an informed decision.
It's brand new. We're all unfamiliar with it.
Complex choices on a very individual issue.
Before we go back home, Leigh has experienced a quiet and peaceful Christmas, with St. John Ambulance reporting a remarkable drop in the number of trauma cases this year. 23 cases were attended to by the first responder from the morning of December 25th to Boxing Day.
People's mindsets have slowly been changing over the years, thanks to the leadership of Leigh City Authority and its stakeholders, including the Leigh Metropolitan Command. Drunken brawls, noise pollution and petty crimes, which used to be the scourge of festive periods in Leigh, are slowly declining. The days leading up to Christmas and the festive period itself were observed quietly and peacefully by residents. The crews of St. John Ambulance conducted their usual shifts of 6 to 6, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., then 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., and 8 to 8 in the past few days, and reported less casualties in violence-related incidents. Momase Regional Commander Anderson Pomb said his team attended to 23 cases and brought them to the Engau Memorial Provincial Hospital's emergency. Most of those cases were general medical emergencies, with only one trauma call that came through the emergency hotline 111. The case from East Taraka was then dispatched to one of the 3 ambulances that were rostered for the festive period shift. However, when the crew arrived, they were advised that the patient, who was involved in a drunken brawl, was taken down to the hospital already. The crew then responded to another medical emergency at nearby West Taraka, involving a young woman with medical complications. The SJA Regional Commander noted the positive change in residents' behavior, especially during public holidays or important events.
We had some cases last year. We're quite, not actually busy, but people were calling for assistance during that time. But most of the cases they attended to, like medical cases, and also trauma. Not many trauma cases during that time. Probably people were realizing that during that time they behaved themselves and all this.
Throughout that time, police presence was visible, with residents extending their appreciation to Leigh police for ensuring the streets were safe as people celebrated in their own backyards. Police were also constantly checking up on the St. John ambulance crews wherever they saw them. Momase Regional Commander Pomb extended his gratitude to them. Kamila Guare, TVWan News, Leigh.
And that's all for news. Over to you, Rex.
Thanks, Maricela. Story on NCD Governors' Cup and more after the break.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time Leigh Biscuit Company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Number 1 super, like him all member, ama mas na stop good. Time only retire or finish slow walk. Suppose you put in 10 kina more long contribution belong you, long one week, you buy got them 50,000 kina more. Time you finish slow walk. ring him mipla now na kisi motok sawe. Long all way, you can up him super saving belong you.
Carrying cash around used to be an everyday nightmare. So much trouble, so much danger. Now, this worry is over thanks to Cellmoney. It's safe and quick. I simply visit the Cellmoney agent down the street to load my money into my Cellmoney wallet and send money to my family and friends. And best of all, it's free. These days, I don't have to join long queues, but use my Cellmoney to send money to my mother, who also uses Cellmoney. She gets an alert to let her know when the money is in. Saves time and makes it easier to send money without any fees, anytime, anywhere. With my Cellmoney wallet, I can easily buy my EasyPay without a hassle.
Cellmoney, do it all with Cellmoney.
On the ground, the Fijian. Kebalo, oh, Butterfingers there out of the hands of Dante. You've got to be careful. He's up. Ramos in the corner.
What's the loose touch from Brooks? Full Krug! It's the moment he's been waiting for. The goalkeeper stays and the header is in. Weaving his way through and a chance to finish it off. Hamza plays it off and Jolo has pulled Braga back into the game.
For sportsmen and women, the internet can be a dangerous place, filled with crackpots, show-offs, pranksters, and troublemakers.
It's time to go viral, America. You going?
So we compiled the greatest clips from the great outdoors and called it Viral Outdoors.
Thanks for staying with us. In sports, a fundraiser for Canberra Raiders new recruit Troy Duggan has reached more than $40,000 in less than 24 hours after he was killed in a motorcycle crash on Christmas Eve. The Canberra Raiders off-season recruit was holidaying with family in the Cook Islands when tragedy struck. Following his sudden passing, Duggan's family set up a GoFundMe page with a goal of raising $25,000 to ease the financial cost of bringing body home to Australia. However, they have received more than they targeted to repatriate the body to Australia. Duggan signed a 2-year development deal with Canberra Raiders and was tipped to fight for the spot left by departing Jack Whiten, but his time in Canberra was short-lived. Duggan made 2 appearances in the NRL with South Sydney Rabbitohs in the 2020. The 26-year-old was also with the Brisbane Broncos, Parramatta Eels and Manly Seagulls through their development pathways as a junior. The 2023-2024 NCD Governors Cup Rugby League competition heads into finals with some thrilling football continued today at the Coney Tigers Oval. 64 teams, both men and women, have been participating in the competition since last Wednesday as the quest for cup title continues for the remaining teams. The 2023-2024 NCD Governors Cup Rugby League competition is into quarter-final playoffs for the cup, plate and bowl categories. Remaining quarter-final playoffs were played today, with cup and bowl finals to run on Sunday, December 31st, at Sir Hubert Murray Stadium. The NCD Governors Cup Tournament Coordinator John Mawes said the tournament will host its pennants and bowl finals tomorrow, both in men and women's divisions, but cup and plate finals on Sunday. Mawe expressed that NCD Governors Cup tournament proved critical, where young players tend to learn from intercity players that are participating in the competition.
I can say it's nice to have the DCL Cup players playing in its teams that take part in this tournament. It's more of a learning process for the younger guys coming up to see a DCL Cup or at least one or two players playing with them, and it motivates the younger guys to get to their boots and follow them.
Prize money for winners is expected to be same as previous years.
The categories after for the presentation in the prize money, as I can recall, actually I don't have the breakup now with me, but if I can recall, the cup will winner will walk out with 30,000, and the loser will go away with 20,000.
Matches were played at Gerahu, EP Park at Ohola, Murray Barracks and Coney Tigers Oval. All quarter-final matches were played at Coney Tigers Oval, with bowl and pennant finals to be played at the same venue on Thursday. Mawe thanked the Governor's Office, organising committee, participating clubs and fans for the great tournament so far. He is expecting this to continue through to the end of the competition. Not only rugby league is an interesting sport, it is the national sport, and for many years, since the inception of the NCD Governors Cup Rugby League tournament, organisers have had deal with violence either by players or supporters. However, this year is a different and more positive story. Tournament coordinator John Mawes said players and supporters have been behaving well, an illustration of how far the rugby league has come in terms of rugby league. Mawes said that imposing bylaws on players and clubs breaching rules has helped a great deal in preventing violence both on and off the field.
The teams who have been at the competition has to be stopped, and to settle all these things and then get the competition back and all this. But now we had a very successful continuous tournament with the bylaws that guides the tournament, and people are complying to the bylaws that has been given to them. And there's been one or two misunderstandings, like field invasion and arguing and all this towards the grandstand or to invasion of the field and all this, and we have been charging them. So when they dig their pockets to pay these fines, they seem to understand that there are rules that has to be followed.
That's all we have in sports. Over to you, Marisila.
Thanks, Rex. We'll now have the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Southern, isolated showers and thunderstorms with few areas of rain. Port Moresby, partly cloudy with possible showers and thunderstorms. Momase, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Medan, partly cloudy with few showers. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Kimbe, mostly cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Gorka and Kundiawa, cloudy with rain showers and thunderstorms. Bismarck Sea, stays slight with west to northwest winds of 10 to 15 knots. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru, Kiwai Islands to Kerma, Yule Island, Hood Point to Samari Islands, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. And that ends this edition of TVWan News. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TVWan News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.